Hi, so I want to make this quick video about dealing with scruples and dealing with intrusive thoughts in light of scruples. And it's very interesting that, one of the most important things that we can do in dealing with scruples is to simply understand what's happening. And the thing is that a lot of times the simple understanding of what is going on and that the person is actually safe based on that understanding is the resolution of the problem. Because the thing is, scrupulosity survives based on an environment of fear. And the environment of fear is primarily what drives a lot of strange effects. So, for example, if somebody is experiencing scrupulosity, one of the things that we really want to understand is exactly what's going on in the mind. And what's going on in the mind is that the brain is afraid. The brain is scared. And so what happens is that the brain, being scared, amplifies different sensations and causes there to be focus on certain sensations. So it highlights things. It's as if it's a search engine for the computer, and it's looking for something. And so it makes these things in our experience become amplified because it thinks that these certain things are dangerous. So the thing that happens, it's very important to realize that when somebody is dealing with scrupulosity, it's very unlikely that they are actually experiencing any type of actual temptations. And it's important to understand the distinction between temptations and scrupulosity and intrusive type thoughts, and to realize they are not the same thing. Because the thing is, sometimes the person can feel very beset by various temptations when they are dealing with scruples. So, for example, they may really try to be maintaining custody of the eyes. And because they're so afraid of looking improperly at people, they will have this kind of an amplification of their visual perceptions by their fear. So they may have the experience, for example, that their eyes kind of jump out of their head, and that features of people, or like they may start to have these things that they perceive to be attractions to other people, when really these are the mind highlighting other people because of fear. And the thing is, sometimes they will actually feel like as if they are consenting to these experiences. But what's really happening is that there might be some type of way in which there are some appetites moving toward these perceptions that are highlighted. So the fear causes the perception to be highlighted. And the person with scrupulosity experiences that highlighted perception. And then there's a sense that there is something in the person, that is attracted to the perception, or that is enjoying the perception. Now, if you were to consent to that, quite possibly that could be a sin. But the thing is that when this happens, what's happening, there might be an appetite that's consented to, but that appetite is not the will. And so the thing to remember is that these intrusive things will because of the fear, will amplify various thoughts and will amplify various sensations and create a frantic mental environment. And the thing is that then this appetite, or this kind of latching onto thing, is going to start latching onto these things that are being launched into the mind as these intrusive phenomena. But the thing is that this is not actually doing anything yet with the will, because the will is not really wanting any of this stuff. Even if parts of the self, the lower inferior part of the soul, is enjoying any of the aspects of this, which really this is a torture. Even if there's any aspect that's enjoying this is not the will. The will is not consenting yet. The will does not desire any of these things. So the person is actually safe, no matter how much the eyes are kind of doing their own looking and taking in things and seeming to amplify things and kind of seeming to lust after people and seeming to be disturbed by all these different things. These are things that are really just the mind getting frazzled. And it's very important to realize that these phenomena are not dangerous. And so even if these phenomena are entirely occurring all the time, these are not phenomena that are dangerous to the salvation of the person, because they don't involve the will. They have nothing to do with the will. They're just a mental problem. And in likelihood, we could even say that probably this kind of mental struggle, especially if it's been going on for a while and the person is very distressed and they're in a state of high distress, that actually will probably reduce the culpability of any acts that could potentially be committed during this thing. So we could even add that layer, that it's even that much more safe. And realizing that the key to this is, and the real key is realizing that these phenomena are unimportant. Because once we realize that we truly understand that the phenomena are unimportant, the brain no longer needs to highlight them as something that's dangerous. And once the brain really, in truth, no longer needs to highlight them as something that's dangerous, the problem is resolved. Because the thing is, the truth will set us free. It's not about trying to not have this problem. It's that you don't have this problem. If you really truly don't think that this is dangerous, there isn't a problem that you're having. And the thing is, and not to worry about having the problem of this, because even if your mind is always like, oh, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that, I'm afraid, I'm amplifying this, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter because it's not an important thing for your salvation. It has nothing really to do with your life. At best, it's a phenomena in your lower soul. It could be just a distraction. It doesn't have any meaning. And so that's the way that this, I think, can be resolved, because it's not so much a method. It's just understanding the truth. The truth will set us free. And the truth is that these things are not important phenomena. These are all a false alarm, false amplifications. You're not attracted to these people. The thing is that you're not actually. The thing is that the mind is just amplifying things, and the appetites might be responding to some amplifications. But this is not attraction. This is not triggered by seeing people. This is not none of these things for people who have scrupulosity, especially around like custody of the eyes or impurity or these type of things. These are not temptations. This is not what temptation is. This is not even what attraction is. This is what amplification based on fear is like, with a slight influx possibly of an appetite, and that has nothing to do with your will. So this is just a way of looking at the unimportance of this, so that this can be dismissed. So that's really explains the essence of this approach to just dismissing the whole issue.